Okay, so then the next thing we need to start doing is understanding when do we have something in the first revolution and when is it too big or too small. Okay, so remember one full revolution is 2 pi. And so if this is saying 3 pi, then that means it's too big. And so normally what we would have done is subtracted 360, but now remember 360 in degrees is equivalent to 2 pi in radians. So instead of subtracting 360, we're going to subtract 2 pi to get a coterminal angle, which is going to be 1 pi. So what that means is the angle in standard position would be the angle starting here. I would go around one full revolution and then around here, but my terminal side would be the negative x-axis. So if we look at this one, if we're not good with fractions, you could change this to 4.5 pi and then change it back once we're done. But you'll notice that it is much more than 2 pi. And if I try to just subtract 2 pi, that's not going to be enough because I'm still at 2.5 pi. So if I double that, then I've got it and I have 0.5 pi. Or subtracting 4 pi from this, I would end up with 1 pi over 2, or notice this is half of pi. So that means that my angle in standard position would be pi over 2. So then the next thing that we need to be able to do is to evaluate each expression. So you could try to work with it in radians, or you could change it into degrees. It doesn't matter. They should both give you the same answer. So if we look at tangent of pi over 4, recognize, remember we said from here to here was pi, because that was half of the 2 pi, and then half of that was pi over 2. So you'll notice half of that even, half of pi over 2 would give me pi over 4. So recognize if I take pi over 4, divide out the radians, and bring in the degrees, that's going to reduce to give me 45 degrees. So I'm really talking about a triangle in the first quadrant with 45 degrees, or pi over 4 as my angle measure. So you want to start getting used to things like pi over 4 is 45 degrees. Pi over 6 is 30 degrees. Pi over 3 is 60 degrees. You want to be able to go back and forth with those really easily. So if we take a look at our off the unit circle triangle, that means that opposite of 45 or pi over 4 is 1. Opposite the other 45 or pi over 4 would be 1. And my hypotenuse would be root 2. And so remember we said tangent is TOA, or we could call it y over x, either one. So this point right here is located at 1, 1. And so that means that the tangent of pi over 4 is going to be my y value of 1 over my x value of 1. And so that's going to give me a value of 1. So when we look at 11 pi over 6, it looks like it's almost too much, but if I did 11 divided by 6, it's not bigger than 2 yet. So again, this is 0, this is pi over 2, this is pi, this is 3 pi over 2, and this is back to 2 pi. That's one full revolution, okay? So 11 pi over 6 is almost one full revolution, missing a pi over 6, because that would be 12 pi over 6. Or we can take 11 pi over 6 and multiply it by, we divide out the radians and bring in the degrees. So if the pi's cancel, if I did 11 times 180 and I divided it by 6, I would get 330 degrees, which means that if this angle is 330, this angle is 30 degrees. So recognize that 30 degrees is equivalent to pi over 6 radians. Okay. So then I can bring in my 30, 60, 90 triangle, recognizing I'm in quadrant 4. So opposite the 30 is going to be the 1. Opposite the 60-degree angle is going to be the root 3. And the hypotenuse is 2. Recognizing that this point is going to be root 3 units to the right, so that's positive, and 1 unit down, which is negative. So that means my x value is root 3 and my y value is negative 1. So coming over here, finding tangent, that's going to be y over x. So that means my y value is negative 1 and my x value is root 3. Now, cleaning that up a little bit, I would multiply that by root 3 over root 3, and we would get that the tangent of 11 pi over 6 is negative root 3 over the square root of 9, which is 3. So see if you can take a moment to solve cosine of 3 pi over 4. So the first thing we're going to want to do is figure out where is this located. So I've got 0, I've got pi over 2, I have pi, I have 3 pi over 2, and I have 2 pi. Okay, so remember we said half of pi over 2 is pi over 4. So this is 1 pi over 4, 2 pi over 4, and 3 pi over 4 if we're good with fractions. Okay. If we're not good with fractions, then we can take 3 pi over 4 and change it into degrees by dividing out the radians and bringing in the degrees. And when I cancel my pi's, 3 times 180 divided by 4 is going to give me 135 degrees. So this would be another good one to memorize. And then remember, if I want that reference angle, I'd say the reference angle plus 135 gives me 180. And so that means that alpha is going to be 45 if I subtract 135 from both sides. So this is 45 degrees or pi over 4 because 3 pi over 4 plus another pi over 4 gives me 4 pi over 4. All right, so that means that I'm going to use my 45, 45, 90 triangles. So opposite the 45 is 1, opposite the other 45 is 1, and opposite the 90-degree angle is the hypotenuse of root 2. And in quadrant 2, it's the x that's negative. So this point is located at negative 1, 1. So again, with cosine, we could do co and say adjacent over hypotenuse, or we could use our formula and say cosine is x over r. So either way, we get negative 1 for x, and we get r's root 2, or negative 1 for adjacent, and hypotenuse is root 2. And then to rationalize that denominator, I'd multiply by root 2 over root 2, and that gives me negative root 2 over 2. And in all of these cases, you could do all students take calculus. You'll notice that since sine is the only positive one here, cosine should be negative.